stream today will be the first road course race of the season. It's live from Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Alongside me is Canadian Cole McElmoyle, ready to cheer himself on and ready to call his home racetrack. But first things first, let's get over to the race, or to our point standings, because we gotta go through our points since we haven't updated in quite a bit. So, in first in the point standings is now Emily Winters, putting Ben right back in a position where he wants to be, in second, right behind her. Sam Blaney is third, Matt Wynn is fourth, Alexander McSpeed fifth, Thomas Cassidy in sixth, Joey Maddox seventh, Pipestone Lazard eighth, DNP_10 is ninth, Coaster Enthusiast 10th, James Youngman 11th, Jimmy Johnson in 12th, and despite the suspension, only loses 10 spots out of 40, which is definitely resurmountable. Alexander Rossi in 13th, Niall O'Hare 14th, Adrian Add 15th, Muse Better 16th, Light Yagami 17th, Andy Cooley 18th, 19th is Jacoby Kingston, 20th Kevin Bassard, 21st is Matt Nile, 22nd Cody Goforth, 23rd Max Weisner, 24th Carlos Tavares, 25th Brian Anders, 26th Flashy McClashy, 27th Carter Boyd, 28th is Winterwolf, 29th Payson, 30th is Aiden Smith, Parker is 31st, Ken Laura 32nd, Chip Ganassi 33rd, Racing Pimentel 34th, 35th Brandon Delpino, 36th Matthew McCarthy, Nathan Norman 37th, 38th Tim Gary, 39th is going to be Damian Fenton, 40th Cole McElmoyle, and 41st Esko Laukkanen. 42nd will be none other than David Dawn, who continues his rough season.
This league's extremely prejudiced. The Canadian and the Finnish man are 40th and 41st, respectively. Well, not really respectively, but, incredibly.
Anyway, women cannot drive. That is a very false statement.
Because the only one is whipping the rest of our asses here.
Yep. Couldn't have said it better myself.
No, you couldn't have. You can't swear.
Oh, shut up. Anyway, here we go. Hopefully this race is not 2 frames per second. I think we figured out a system that works best for us. So we will continue that. But here we go. Hopping into the world of NASCAR Racing 2003 season. Even though it's 2020. This is the setup for today's race. Full pace lap, obviously. We always do that. 26 laps from Canadian Tire. No yellow flags. 110% strength for the AI. So should be a pretty good race. Let's get to the racetrack and get in, because it's going to be interesting to see if everybody's able to qualify, seeing as this racetrack is pretty, well, it's 2.45 miles, and it's also a road course with a lot of slow sections.
And let's just remind everyone, last year's winner here, the reigning winner from Canadian Tire, is not in this field. Grand Ninja Talonflame was last season's winner at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, and he wasn't drafted. He was not signed. Therefore, everyone's got a shot because last year's champion, isn't here.
And Parker obviously knows a thing or two about road courses. I think he might have run this. Not this exact paint scheme, but I believe that he ran his John Deere paint scheme either here or at Watkins Glen last season. So he definitely knows how to do well in that, in the John Deere car. There's Max Weisner coming off pit road. Pepe the Frog is on track. Aiden Smith as well. Alexander McSpeed, Emily Winters, your points leader. Cole McElmoyle is running a brand new PPG Paints car painted by me for today's race, hoping that he will do better with that machine.
The racing luck will be rubbing off on that 61 here, hopefully.
78 with a win at Daytona, or not Daytona. 78 dominated Daytona. Was hands down the laps leader, but it wasn't until Talladega that team finally went to victory lane. But DMP Racing's Toyotas have been up front all season.
Just remember that 78 team, although new driver, that 78 team went to victory lane here last year. That's the car that Canadian Tire Motorsport Park.
It's a different manufacturer too.
Different manufacturer, but same team overall, right? Same crew members, same everything.
And oh, by the way, some more changes coming your way. Pipestone Lazard is running a beard oil paint scheme now for the remainder of this season.
Yeah, he finally got a sponsor. He's finally running well enough and got his name up there. He got a little bit of sponsorship, so that's good for that team. Maybe a little bit more money will help the finishes a little bit.
Who would have thought that Pipestone Lazard would be with a sponsor before the 83 of Niall O'Hare?
Well,
Speaking
Niall
of which, there's Niall O'Hare, the number 83 Chevrolet Camaro. And
so we haven't said this had this segment for a while, but predictions, race predictions. Who's gonna take this one?
well, so far so good for the 51, but I mean they've only been able to complete one lap, and that 51 car was the fastest coming off of pit road. So I'm gonna say 51's gonna do well, but we'll see.
We will see. You know, I'm gonna go the complete opposite direction here, and by that I mean I'm going 61. All right, I gotta take myself this week. The home racetrack. I've raced here before. You know, I've been.
Oh, problems!
Times. I know my
Problems for the 88.
Emily Winters.
What went down here?
Stalled off a pit road, it looks like. Anyways, back to what I
No,
was
she
saying.
blew an engine. She pulled a light Yagami coming off turn 4, or the final turn of the racetrack. She's caught behind Damian Fenton and the engine blows. So that's gonna force her to fall to the rear for an engine change.
Oh man, yeah, right off of turn 9 there. Blows up.
That is unfortunate for that 88 team.
Boyfriend blows by her, there goes her teammate, team owner, pacing her, and she blows off the track. Smart by her so she doesn't get hit, but still, that's rough for her.
There's that 61 car that we were talking about.
Yeah, it hasn't had the strongest qualifying session thus far, but I mean, I still think that 61 could pull it off. I mean, he's raced here before, veteran driver, you know, didn't have the greatest finish last season, but still, he's got some experience under his belt in this racetrack, so hoping for a good.
We're gonna continue here because I guess there's some drivers who are still finishing up their laps. Like this 61 who just started it. Well, let's ride on board. Let's get a tour of the racetrack. Starting with Max Weisner.
That last one, our guys will dive under and start from the inside.
Also, let me know if the sounds are too loud.
Oh, I have.
Well, I know you won't be able to tell me, but chat, tell me.
5 in turn 6. A little kink in the track. Seen problems here in the truck series. Final lap, Storks here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Andretti straightaway, back stretch. Waiting for those infamous final 3 corners where you see all those amazing finishes.
And then, obviously, the final 2 turns, and that will do it for qualifying.
Drivers, to your cars.
To show the results, and I'll send
Well,
them to you.
yeah. So there's first through 28th, and 16th through 42nd. Obviously, a couple of changes going
you have it on. You have it on qualifying instead of practice.
There's your qualifying results. So first through 28th, and then 16th through 42nd, and obviously Emily Winters. While the game already put her to the back, she does not qualify very well because she only had 1 lap really to get out on the racetrack. No draft.
Although she's starting to the back, she's kind of lucky because the driver right behind her in points is the 15 of Ben Pierce, and he's starting in 34th. So the top front runners in the standings are not looking too hot.
But let's get into the starting order for this race. So, starting order for today's race. Who's our pole sitter?
One to go, presented by Brandon Delpino.
So, Delpino, second place.
Alexander McSpeed.
Alexander McSpeed, third place.
Kevin Bassard.
Did you say Kevin?
I might have thinking of Kevin Biggio of the Blue Jays, but I meant to say Kevin Bassard.
Fourth.
Brian Anders.
Fourth place, is Brian Anders.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Brian Anders? There is fifth place.
Matt, I don't win.
Fifth?
Matt Win, yeah.
Okay. And sixth place.
I usually blow up in qualifying, like Yagami.
Where is he? Light Yagami. There he is. Seventh place.
Hometown boy. Me.
Cole McEmoyle.
Hey, I took myself one of this race. This is the best qualifying start I've had all season, so hey, what do you say?
Hey, what do you say? Okay. So sixth, seventh.
Right.
Or no, eighth. Eighth.
Yeah. 7th is me, and 8th is one half of the nationwide cars, Carter Board. 27.
Ninth.
Andy Cooley.
Andy Cooley. Where is Andy Cooley? There he is. And then 10th.
Joey Maddox.
Joey
Sure,
Maddox. 11th.
Parker.
12th.
The other nationwide car, David Dunn. Dead
Wow,
last.
he's qualified well for this race. We'll see if he's able to stay up front. 13th.
All the in the standings, place 40, 41st, and 42nd are all in the top 20. So how about that? 13th was the points leader and then got suspended for 2 races. Jimmy Johnson.
14th.
Carlos Tavares.
15th.
Thomas Cassidy.
Thomas Cassidy. There he is. 16th.
Aiden Smith.
Aiden Smith. 17th.
Mr. I always lose at photo finish is Sam Blaney.
What?
Sam Blaney.
Sam Blaney is
Yes.
16th.
Oh, sorry, Aiden Smith 16, Sam Blaney 17. I think I said Aiden Smith. Didn't
Okay, Sam Blaney 17th. Okay.
I? Yes.
18th.
Winterwolf.
Winterwolf. 19th.
Matthew Nile.
Matthew Nile is 19th. 20th.
The Finnish wonder, Esko Laukinen.
Esko Laukinen.
Well, I wouldn't say 18th is that good at winter.
20th.
But it's better than what you've been doing.
21st.
21st, yeah. One half of the spotter's nightmare, James Youngman. Sorry, the second half. The first half starts up front. Well, 14th for Tavares, but whatever.
Say again.
I said he's the other half of the what's it called?
James Youngman.
Spotter's nightmare. Yeah, Youngman.
23rd. No, 22nd.
Max Weissner.
Weisner.
I call you that every race.
23rd.
Adrian Ad.
Adrian Ad, 23rd. 24th.
Ka-chow.
24th is Nathan Ormond. He's already there. 25th.
Flashy McClashy.
26th.
Damian Fenton. One of the two.
26th. 27th.
Nice.
Okay. 28th.
Alexander Rossi.
28th. 29th.
Chip Ganassi.
30th.
Cody Goforth.
34th is... Wait, what?
30th is Cody
okay,
Goforth.
31st.
Tim Gary.
32nd.
Pepe the Frog.
33rd.
Pipestone Lazard.
34th?
Lazard, whatever. 34th is Benjamin Pierce. He's going to kill me for that.
35th.
Peyton Avery.
36th.
Too young to Discord.
37th.
Probably should be too young to Discord. Me is better.
38th.
Kobe Kingston.
39th.
You.
40th.
Grayson Pimentel.
41st.
The only car remaining without a sponsor.
Okay. And 30... Well, actually, Tim Gary.
Okay, well, he technically does have a sponsor. Just
And 32nd is Emily Winters.
42nd, Emily Winters, yes. Yes, indeed, my friend.
Alright, so... Now that qualifying has been undoubtedly taken care of, we'll get right into this thing. Championship. And onto the race. Let's restore the saved race weekend. And how about that? Let's get ready to rumble. Builder, let's go through our starting order.
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
Alright, well, it's a little bit delayed, so just give me a second here once the stream catches up, and then I'll be willing. Starting on the pole today, the 00 of Alexander McSpeed. Starting in second is the 10 Credit One Bank Toyota Camry, Brandon Delfino. Starting third is the 3 Castrol Edge Chevrolet Camaro of Brian Anders. Starting in fourth is the 20 Switch car of Kevin Bessard. Starting fifth is the 28 Napa Brakes car of Light Yagami. Starting in sixth is the 13 Nike car of Matt Wynn. Starting in... Actually, I think I got them the other way around. Actually, starting in seventh should be the 27 of Carter Boyd. Oh, no. 61. The 61
I think because the inside lane.
Yeah, that's right. They're on the right. Sorry. So starting 8th will be Carter Boyd. Starting 7th is Cole McElmoyle. And then starting 9th will be the 1 of Andy Cooley. Starting 10th is the 54 of Joey Maddox. And 11th is the 12 of Parker. In 12th is the 25 of David Don. In 13th is the 7 of Jimmy Johnson. In 14th is the 22 of Carlos Tavares. In 15th is the 24 of Thomas Cassidy. In, did I say 14th? Yes. So 15th is the 89, right?
Yeah.
Kind of lost track. Alright, behind them is the 59 of Sam Lake. And then the 21 of Winter Wolf. I believe that is 18th. Yep. In 19th is Matthew Nile. In 20th is the Finnish Wonder of Esko Love. In 21st is the 45 of James Young. In 22nd is the 51 of Max Weissner. In 23rd is the last race's winner, the 78 of Adrian Knight. 24th is Nathan Orman. 25th is the 18 of Flashy McClashy. And 26th is the 44 of Damon Fenton. And 27th, nice, is the 69 of Coaster Enthusiast. And 28th is the 9 of Alexander Rossi. And 29th is the 79 of Chip Ganassi. And 30th is the 56 of Cody Goforth. And 31st is the 98 of Tim Gary. 32nd is the 19 of Matthew McCarthy. 33rd is the 6th of Pipestone Lazard. 34th, the 15 of Ben Pierce. 35th is the 5 of Payson Avery. 36th is the 33 of Kenneth Laura. And 37th is the 4 of Muse Better. And 38th is the 38 of Jacoby Neeson. And 39th is the 8 of DMP10. And 40th is the 60 of Racing Pimentel. And 41st is the 83 of Niall O'Hare. And rounding out the field, dead last, our points leader, Emily Winters.
If she does not have a good race today, then that is going to hurt her in the point standings. But since we have a little bit of time, let's talk predictions.
Well, I'm still taking the man that I predicted during qualifying. I'm still taking myself, boys. I know it's going to be like, oh, of course you take yourself at your home track. But come on. This is the first time, I think this is actually the first time I've qualified within the top 10 at a track not called a restrictor plate / plate or pack track. And, you know, usually I'm not that good on road courses. So, you know what? I'll take a 7th place starting position. I think that 61 PPG paint car gets it done today.
Well, Alexander McSpeed's been up front trying to qualify on pole several times this season. I think he finally getting that pole is going to be really good for that Tide Pods Chevy Camaro. I think he gets the job done today. And remember, PSA kids, don't eat Tide Pods. I know that NASCAR sponsors are the most delicious of snacks, but that one is not.
Don't drink Castrol either. It's a bad idea.
Yeah. And don't try and eat whatever switches.
Yeah. But do try PPG paints. I've had it before. It's delicious. Non-toxic, too.
Honestly, some of that Southwest goodness, though. You gotta go with some of that Southwest goodness. Speaking of Southwest, three of the DNP racing cars are running their paint schemes this weekend. Anyway,
And
track
all
side
of
for
them
the
are
man.
towards the back.
Start your engines!
Actually, all 4 of them are in the inside line. 78, 18, and a couple rows back to 4, and then right behind the 4 is the 8 car. So,
Well,
how about that?
both DNP racing, or 2 of the DNP racing drivers have teammates right behind them, so that should make things either really good or really awkward. I have yet to know which of those it's going to be. Field rolling off, and we've got some pacing to do to get around this 2.45 mile road course, so that will take a little bit. So I'll just take this time now. Why not let you guys know that the official Minecraft Hockey League of the Southwest NASCAR Sim Series, BHL, will be returning to regular season hockey next season, or at least it's planned to. And news in that regard, there will actually only be 5 teams this season due to the Shenandoah Scorched relocating to San Francisco to become the San Francisco Flight 2.0 and the Indianapolis Racers disbanding. But all that is needing to be done for this next season for that is going to be the readjusting of the schedule and some roster moves for a couple of those teams. But until then, or once that all happens, then we will be ready to go for season number 6 of Blocky Hockey League.
And SNS has a little bit of hockey news of their own. Starting soon is the World Cup at Southwest. 4 countries partaking in this World Cup: Canada, US, Sweden, and Finland, all going for the same title. More news on that will break very soon, probably within the next couple days or so.
So Brandon Delpino is your pole sitter, and Alexander McSpeed is your outside pole sitter.
Just like everyone drew it up. And by that I mean nobody.
So let's go in. Well, actually, never mind. I was gonna say let's go inside of the 61, but I think he's gonna be getting ready for this race to start. Unfortunate camera angles, but we're used to that. Off turn 4, here we go. Green flag.
Turn 9.
Turn 9, rather. Alpino with the lead early as they head off down into turn 1.
20 of Kevin Bassard really didn't get that great of a jump from the 3rd spot. This 00 has already gotten clear, and it looks like the 3 might get by him.
Yeah, and he clears the 20, but will the 20 get back by him? He's not gonna get there, still side by side with the 28. Let's see how they do through these tight turns. There might have been contact there between the 20 and the 28, side by side with Brian Anders and Kevin Bassard.
Turn 5 and turn 6 are just so tight. Those guys on the outside really struggle. You really want to be clear or on the bottom getting into those 2 corners, because if you're on that bottom, you get a good run down the Andretti straightaway, and you really need speed going down that straightaway. It's so long, there's only one bend, and speed really helps you get through those final 2 or 3.
Well, the 20 has the inside positioning for turn 1, for turns 9 and 1, and he will get the spot back from the number 3. Delpino's still your leader.
And a big lead at that. Don't forget the leaderboard.
Yeah. So the 10 has the lead for now. We'll see if this 00 is able to catch back up to him, or if we're just going to run under green flag conditions here. But Canadian Tire and most of the road courses are definitely they're drivers' tracks, and so it's definitely interesting when we come to these racetracks, because you tend to see maybe a couple drivers really excel here and dominate, and then the rest of the field finds it extremely difficult to catch them and get around them.
Right. Another person we're gonna have to keep our eye on is that 88 of Emily Winters. She's the points leader, and looks like she's gotten up to 41st. She's gained a whopping 1 position, but still, we're gonna have to keep an eye on her for throughout the day just to watch her progress.
Oh, contact! And around she goes! Emily Winters into the wall!
Well, so much for keeping an eye on her.
And that's probably gonna be the day for Emily Winters! No caution, it's a road course!
There's no caution. Literally, as we bring her up, the points leader is out, boys. That's it, racing Pim himself. Not a big fan of how she was racing him, I suppose. That, or he's just upset that he's at the back of the pack and absolutely
Wow!
dumps her. Yeah, there's no caution. It's a road course. There's no cautions on these road courses. Leaderboard, Dippy. You keep forgetting. There you go.
Del Pino's still your leader. First side-by-side battle comes back here between the 54 and the 1. And that goes single file, and then we look back to teammates Cole McElmoyle and Parker side-by-side for what is going to become 7th, I believe. Or 8th.
8th. Yeah,
8th. And now Cole McElmoyle getting to the inside on that 12. We'll see if he's just going to drive it hard through the grass. Still side by side, McElmoyle and Parker. And Parker's going to have the position through turn 1. He has the racing line there, and when you're on the outside, there's not really that much you can do.
61 had a good start to the race, got up to 4th or 5th, but I don't know if he just overdrove too much and everyone just kind of trained right by him. He's kind of struggled the last 2 or 3 laps. Speaking of the 10, he has literally just rumbled away from this field. Now
Yeah, he's got a 1. Well, and we got another car on pit road. That's Matthew Nile. What happened to him? Let's see.
And he needed a good week because he
Same thing.
Same thing, just dumped off the 8.
And that's going to be the end of his day early.
Yeah. Racing with Sam.
It makes contact with... No, it's not the same thing. He bounces off of Aiden Smith.
Oh, he just gets into the grass.
And he just gets into the grass, can't turn it left, and that's the day for him.
Goodness.
So he and Emily Winters out of this race due to accidents, and that's going to cost Emily Winters her points lead, which will relegate it back potentially to Ben Pierce.
We were saying how the 10 had over a second half lead. Yeah, that's no more. Must have had a couple of bad corners, and now the 0-0 is right on.
But will the 0-0 of Alexander McSpeed be able to get to him and pass him? That is the question. Both cars in the grass.
Driving hard, man. I'm not wondering if the 0-0 just didn't get a really good exit of turn number 6 off that last lap. And he was
Side
able
by
to get
side
that
for
10
third.
Draft right down the end.
Light Yagami looking to the inside on Kevin Bassard. He's going to try and get second. There might have been a touch there, but Light Yagami slides way out. And he's still going to have the inside positioning for 1 and 2. And he'll take the spot away. Alexander McSpeed running down the dream, aka Brandon Delpino, and he's trying to get there and take the lead away. We've seen it at road courses before that the driver who qualifies first runs away with the race, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case here. But Alexander McSpeed had a terrible corner. He had a terrible turn 6 there, and the 10 pulls away.
I'm going to assume that's what happened to Delpino about 3 laps ago, and the 0-0 probably had a good turn 6. Delpino or McSpeed just got the run down the Andretti straightaway. See, that's the separation that can come with one bad turn off the turn 6. You have to be consistent in those 2 corners every single lap.
And we have another car joining. Another couple of cars joining the damaged gang. Let's see what happened to them.
Muse Better's out. Niall O'Hare.
Niall O'Hare and Muse Better. Niall O'Hare, look at this.
He's continuing.
Watch. This.
Oh my goodness.
So, Muse Better gets pinched by the 6 of Pipestone Lazard. And I think he's going to end up getting turned here. Yeah, coming out of that turn, he's just not clear of the 6. Contact made, Mew doesn't give him an inch, and he just gets sent on into the tire barrier. Pipestone Lazard does a great job of keeping it on the racetrack, and as the rest of the field avoids, Niall O'Hare gets run into by Payson Avery, and he's going to slide through those barrels, shoots the gap, and finds himself outside of the fencing.
Right next to the ambulance.
So he's going to have to, he had to tow that car back. But as you saw, they managed to spend a little bit of time repairing it, and he's back out onto the racetrack. One lap down.
That's incredibly scary too, because that hill on the front straightaway, that's where the spectators sit. There's really no grandstands except for the spotter area here at CTMP, and that hill is where all the spectators and fans sit. So that's a scary, scary moment. Something that the crew at CTMP are gonna have to think about.
Well, and taking a look here, I think that 83 coming back onto the racetrack might have bunched some of these guys up. Nathan Ormond, Kenneth Laura, Ben Pierce, all bumper to bumper. Nathan Ormond gonna take advantage of the bumper to bumper nature of this racetrack, and he'll get around he'll get around Kenneth Laura, who's going to lose the spot to both Ormond and Coaster Enthusiast. You have to wonder, how aggressive are these drivers going to be? Problems again! Alexander Rossi hard into the wall, and caught up is none other than Cody Goforth.
Oh, Goforth doesn't have anywhere to go right there.
And I
tried to avoid it, got out in the gravel, and he just couldn't turn.
This turn 8, I believe it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. Turn 8 has suddenly become Calamity Corner here at Canadian Tire. Look at this.
Just wasn't clear. Everyone's just trying to dive down into. Sorry, that's out of turn 7. Everyone's trying to dive down into turn 8. And he just didn't realize he wasn't clear. Came or just hit the nose of the 83. And at this point, the 56 is trying to avoid it. Goes out too far, and then you just can't turn once you hit the sand trap right there. 9 goes hard into the outside wall, and the 56 just has nowhere to go and just gets involved with it.
56 manages to get it back going, though. But
yeah,
still,
right
hard licks into the wall. And that 56 is still out on the racetrack, so the attrition rate continues. Payson Avery, contact with Max Weisner. Oh, and he chops off the 51, but they keep it going. Tight racing there, and it's causing calamity. Kenneth Laura's destroyed. I don't know that I've ever seen a car destroyed like that. Look at this.
Holy Mackinac.
And he gets caught up with DNP. How unfortunate.
I thought I saw a blue car over there, but I wasn't sure which blue. Yeah, it was DNP. My goodness. Everyone's wrecking off of 7 there. It's the same thing. They're just going for the same real estate, and right across the nose goes the 77.
And DNP might have been fine if the 33 hadn't backed out because of the tire barrier. But that's going to be the end of the day for DNP and Kenneth Laura now. And now Parker is slow. Is he out of gas or something? What happened with Parker? Let's ride on board.
Yeah, he just had a problem. He had a tire go flat.
I don't know what's wrong with this 12.
It did sound odd when he shifted in right there. Yep.
Tim Gary's on pit road as well.
When he shifts into third there, it didn't quite sound normal. I'm wondering if he didn't lose third gear or something like that, because you got to shift down there. And again, I think it's just turn 7 events with Tim Gary. That gets him wrecked. Yeah, I think the 12.
Oh, Tim Gary gets. Tim Gary just drives it off the racetrack.
Yeah.
I mean, he's trying to find somewhere to go around the guys in front of him, and he just overdrives turn 9 there.
Yeah.
And then the 95 overdrives. He overdrives it into the tire barrier. My goodness. Everybody's in the walls.
Right where John Hunter Nemechek and Cole Custer, I think it was.
Yeah, Cole Custer.
2016.
A calamity here from Canada.
Look now, but the 00 is getting closer and closer to that 10 every lap. Now is he gonna catch him? I don't know. But if 10 has one bad corner, that 00 could be right there. Lap by lap, he's just knocking off hundreds. Oh, that time he had a terrible lap and lost almost a full second there, but still, one bad lap by the 10 and it could be completely reversed.
Yeah, and Alexander McSpeed's right there again. And oh, by the way, with all the damaged cars on track, you do have to wonder too if the leaders are going to catch lap traffic. Because lap traffic always makes things interesting. Tim Gary not too far ahead of your race leaders.
If the 10 only catches Gary, I think Gary will be a little bit slow on damage. He's all the way up the Andretti straightaway, and that's a good mile straight, so I don't know. We'll see. I don't think they'll catch him. I think Gary's got enough of a gap where that 10 will close down on him. It looks like the 00 had another rough turn 6. He might have just lost another second. Turn 6 is not his favorite corner.
Alexander McSpeed pushing that race car. He lost a full second there. But Alexander McSpeed pushing his race car to its limits, and it's not liking it. And he's losing time now.
He's trying way too hard. You gotta be incredibly easy around these corners. It's so easy to put time on your lap here. And now it looks like the 28 Kevin Bassard is incredibly fast because he's just catching that 00, but all it is silly little mistakes from that 00, and it's really costing him his race.
Alexander McSpeed overdriving it. Not an uncommon phrase, but it's something that he's gonna have to keep an eye on, because the more you overdrive, the more cars catch you and are able to pass. So now that we've made it, what was that?
I said, I think Delpino's got this thing won, man. He's so far ahead. He's only really made one mistake in 14 laps. I know there's still, 12 to go? But, man, I just don't know if Delpino will...
Contact! Cole McElmoyle and Carter Boyd. Predictions. Just past the halfway.
Not the 61. I thought he had a shot starting 7th. Falling back to 10th now. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with the 10, like I just said. He's just looking good. The 00 caught him by about 100th or a 10th there, but I don't know. 10th a lap, he's just not fast enough for that 00 to catch the 10. 10's gonna have to make a big mistake to lose this thing. I think Del Pino's got this thing all but won.
And you see the gap. It's a huge, enormous gap between the race leader and second.
Yeah, the two that started first.
You can't in the helicopter cam. You can't even see the leader from the number 00. This is the view that Alexander McSpeed has of the race leader right now. Right now, this is Del Pino's race to lose.
Pino doesn't have anything in the mirror. You can look back in his mirror and see a tiny little orange speck. I guess blue because the front of the car is blue, but it's not enough to cause any stress. His team's got to be telling him that the 00 is over 3 seconds behind at this point. He just lost 10th off that past lap, so there's nothing really that 10 has to worry about except for hitting the
Now we just get to the point of the race where it's about taking off laps. 78 side by side with a 12 in contact. Parker obviously having that issue earlier in the race. Adrian Add trying to get to Cole McElmore. Furniture Road Cars here. Adrian Add in the 78 and then the 7 of Jimmy Johnson. However, Add is associated with DNP Racing and Jimmy is independent. Where is the 6? Let's go through.
The 21 would also like to.
There's the 6. Currently running in position 30. And Winterwolf is right here, just ahead of Aiden Smith in 16th. Why don't we go through the field? Presented by Southwest Airlines. In first right now and having a really good day is Brandon Del Pino. Still putting time between him and Alexander McSpeed, who is second. Alexander McSpeed qualified in position number 2 and has been running up at the front all day, but just hasn't been able to catch that number 10 car. He's been over driving it a lot, and that's been opening the door for the number 20. This is Kevin Bassard for Cassidy Team Racing. He's got a couple of teammates in this field, a couple of which have wrecked out of this race, namely Alexander Rossi, obviously out. And so this 20 is trying to continue staying in third place and be the highest finisher for his team. But that's not going to be easy with Brian Anders right behind in fourth in the Castrol Chevy Camaro. He's trying to catch the number 20, but he's also got a rear view mirror full of the 54 Oreos Chevy Camaro for Joey Maddox. And Joey Maddox has been doing pretty well this season. He's had several great finishes, namely Daytona, and he's also had a 10th place finish at Daytona. Didn't do so hot at Coca-Cola, but was back on for the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500. Bowman Gray managed to qualify for the race. Federated Auto Parts 500, he finished 4th, and I believe that was the highest race of or highest finish of the season for him. He wants to make sure that he's still up inside the top 10 in points as he is right now in position number 7. Light Yagami is in the number 28 right behind him. He has been looking, he's been on the outside looking in terms of the playoff bubble, and that 28 car, if he could get a couple extra spots, including this 54, he'd be pretty happy. Running in the 7th position right now is Andy Cooley, and he's got a little bit of a gap behind him to Thomas Cassidy, the owner of Cassidy Team Racing. Thomas Cassidy's got a really quick car, and he's been having himself a really great season in that 24, and another top 10 finish would help continue it. But right behind him is Carter Boyd, one half of the Nationwide boys, the number 27 Stash Motorsports Ford Mustang, and he's been doing really well this race, trying to get up to the 24 and get something done. But again, the top 10 really, no passing or battles are really seen right now. Then we go to the hometown boy with Builder.
Man, our car just ain't really good right now. We were up there on P5, but you know, boys, this thing just isn't tuned the way I'd like. We're a little bit tight off exit 6, 8, a little bit free in 1 and 4, but you know, we could maybe track down this 27, but it's too sizable of a gap. We ain't gonna catch it.
Just behind Cole McElmore will be the number 7 of Jimmy Johnson. Then you have the number 13 of Matt Wynn. Side by side back here between Adrian Add and David Don. This is the battle for 13th, and David Don's looking like he might actually take that spot away. And he will. Add, though, still there. Right on the bumper of the 25. Battle for 13th. However, David Don holds on to it. Then just behind Ad is his adversary Sam Blaney, the two that finished 100th apart last race at Talladega, and those two definitely wanting to put their differences behind them and just duke it out like a normal race. Then the 21 of Winterwolf, currently running in 16th. 17th is Carlos Tavares. 18th right now, Aiden Smith. 19th, Flashy McClashy. 20th is James Youngman. 21st is Ben Pierce. 22nd, Damian Fenton. 23rd is Coaster Enthusiast. 24th, Matt Wynn. 25th is Nathan Ormond, but he wants to make that 24th, and he will. 23rd now, and then 25th, gonna go behind them to Matthew McCarthy. 26th is gonna be Max Weisner, but that won't be something for long because here comes Jacoby Kingston side by side. He's gonna try and take the spot away, and he will. 27th goes to Pipestone.
But I just had to point out that the 00 was almost 5 seconds behind the 10, and now he's 4 seconds. 10 might be fading a little bit, just saying.
I don't think so. Pipestone Lazard running 27th, or 28th rather, not the day that he's wanting to be having. 29th is Peace and Avery. 30th is Racing Pimentel. 31st, this number 79 car, who's actually got some front end damage. Don't know where that came from. Then Niall O'Hare. Looks, that 83 still has a fair amount of damage from running off the racetrack earlier. And then Parker 1 lap down. There's Cody Goforth, who's also a little worse for the wear. 32nd. 33rd is the 98. That is Tim Gary. And then we're back to race leader Brandon Del Pino.
Yeah, no, the 10 just dropped to 10th there, so he's not catching him. He must have just had a rough turn 4, or sorry, turn 6, and just wasn't able to power off turn 6 the way he wanted to. But I mean, the 20's closing in on the 00 though. He's done a hell of a job. It's hard. He's closing in on that 00 now, only for just over half a second back of his speed. He's doing a great job working with the stuff that he's got.
And if Kevin Bessard can catch Alexander McSpeed, and by if I mean when, if he can get around him, that would be the first pass inside the top 10 in a good while.
Yeah, minus the cars that passed the 12 when he dropped a shift or something, whatever happened.
But Brandon Del Pino continues to lead, and he's done so all day long in dominating fashion, opening up that lead to 4 seconds and 12 hundredths. Alexander McSpeed pulling away a little bit from the 20.
At 10, it's Cassidy Team Racing, right? I believe it is.
Yes.
That is, because Cassidy made that paint scheme.
Yeah, so I was wrong about Bessard trying to be first for Cassidy Team Racing. That's Brandon Del Pino right now.
Yeah.
And boy, would it be a really good day for Cassidy Team Racing to finish first, third, and 8th.
Solid day for Cassidy Team Racing. Although the 9 wrecked out. Still, that's 3 cars in the top 10. That's a great day for a team, man.
And Brandon,
The 20 might even get second.
And Brandon Del Pino needs this day. He's been running 35th in the points standings. Lost 6 spots from 2 races ago overall. Has amassed 119 points, 38. He's amassed 119 points. Still winless and without pole though, but he could he could change both of those today if he wins. If he doesn't win, then he'll change just the pole statistic.
Yeah, and he's got most laps led, so that'll help in that category. He's going to lead all the laps as long as he finishes this thing off. But man, what a race this Credit One Bank crew has had, man. I don't think anyone really had faith in them. I mean, we knew we started up front, but I think you said you had McSpeed, right? And I had myself, so
Yep.
McSpeed's in second, but I've dropped a couple spots on it. But this Cassidy Team Racing, they seem like they have a real good road racing program. I'm sure they're excited for races like Sonoma and Streets of Toronto, Watkins Glen, the Rovals. So just stuff to look forward to for this Toyota team. Toyota hasn't won very much this season.
Then you take a look down the field at DP Racing, and you realize that 2 of their cars are out of this event. And then the 2 cars that are still racing, one of them is Adrian Add back here, currently in 15th, and then Flashy McClashy a few spots behind in 19th.
But think about the season as a whole as we take the white flag to Credit One Bank. Toyota really, there hasn't been many bright spots for Toyota this season, minus the 7 winning and him running well. But he got suspended, and then Adrian Add's win. There hasn't been too much to cheer about as a Toyota fan, but this is something to get excited about. This is an incredible bright spot winning on a road course. Brandon Del Pino. I believe this will be his first ever SNSS win too. I don't think he won last season, did he?
Let's see.
I don't believe he did. We'll check that statistic after he takes the final 3 corners here into turn 7. Brandon Del Pino, turn 8, turn 9, and Brandon Del Pino is going to win Canadian Tire Motorsport Park.
Well, Brandon Del Pino didn't have a great season last year. Only garnered 2,048 points, just a measly 22 ahead of last place. So, Brandon Delpino definitely wanting to turn his season around this year. He hasn't done very well. As I said, 35th, but a pole, a win, and a most laps led is definitely going to help in that. So congratulations to Brandon Delpino for winning this race. Last car on the racetrack right now, Timothy Gary. And he's coming through the final couple corners. And that'll do it here from Canadian Tire. I've been DNP. Alongside me has been Cole McElmoyle. We'll take a quick look at the results, and then we'll say so long here from the Southwest NASCAR Sim Series until the next one this Tuesday, coming at you from none other than Gateway Motorsport Park. We will talk to you later, and I hope all of you enjoy this race, and take care, everybody.